Hey everyone, now I've got a quick video on this Actron aircon. That is actually a SRA200C, it's the classic series, about a 20kw 3-phase unit, about 15 years old. Not sure what's actually been done to this in the past. We moved in 5 years ago. There was a different capacitor in here than standard. Looks like there's been very little done. It all looks pretty clean. The board looks pretty good. Wiring all looks good. But we had one of our the condenser fans fail. It was a hot day. Internal unit came up with the E9 error, which I think is the sort of high-speed fault. You can Google that. Had a look, and one of the outside fans had seized. Just locked up. This is the unit here. Barely turns. It was making a bit of noise actually before it failed, and the other fan actually is similar. So here, actually taking out the bolts, actually they just snapped off due to rust. Now this area is not actually covered. We're actually getting it covered with a patio roof on the side of the house shortly, so it won't have that issue again. We'll also keep the heat off the unit. So here, this is the old fan, the one that still works. That'll probably go at some point. Still spins freely, that's the main thing. This is the new one that I ordered off online. I think it was HVAC Warehouse in Sydney. About $400. Came within 2 days. Quick and easy. I did have to make a 25mm hole in the side here. So the standard fan, or the previous fan, the cable went through that little hole there. Didn't actually have a connector on it, just the pure cables. And I'm sure in the past you just terminate these new connectors on it to get it through the hole. But Actron actually now shipped this sort of tail unit that was too big to fit through that hole. So I think it'll be fine. I mean, this unit may only last another couple of years, but I'll get a little grommet to cover up that 25mm hole. Just stuck some duct tape in there. You can see the other unit here, the old one. The cable just goes through there. And the other problem I had is there's two little tabs under here that keep the cable secure. A bit hard to get to. You're better off taking off both fans, getting your arm in and feeding it through. There's a hole through here that feeds in. This little cap just sits on top. Meant to protect from water and stuff, but as you can see, those bolts were purely rusted. It's been a pretty good unit. It's noisy and loud, sucks a lot of power, but it's been very reliable. The wires previously were coming through these spots here. I've just pulled the new one through here. I'm not too fussed. There's plenty of room in here. I'll just cable tie it all up and make it a bit more neat. Really other issues, like I said, the capacitors. This was one of the original ones that were in there. This is from the good fan. I just labelled it with the different white colours or whatever else to make sure they go back in the right spot. But yeah, this one is still good, although it did measure a bit low, so I replaced that. I actually got a secondary capacitor shipped. The fan kit actually comes with one. And yeah, so I got a secondary one and replaced that. This was the other one from the faulty fan. It's a bit of black stuff. Looks like it's melted a little bit from one of those spade connectors there. So anyway, so they're cheap. They're maybe $10 to get one of those. Videos I've seen, I haven't seen one with this bigger capacitor here. And noting that the actual wiring diagram that comes with the fans, wherever that is, basically the blue wire, which is wire here, as you can see from the other fan unit, which is the new one, the blue wire actually goes into the motherboard there. You can see that brown brown cable there, which then loops back to this capacitor. So the one I replaced was actually linked through to this one. So I've just kept it the same, not sure why that is, but if it was working before, I'm sure it's fine. I labelled these near and far, so I know which one's which for the future. But yeah, so comes in the box, comes with all the bolts and cables. Need to find the wiring diagram, but yeah, pretty easy install. These covers just come off. There's a little pin at the back that's just sitting inside. You pull that up. These ones are sort of need to be turned and just pulled out, and the fan's just secured off there. So pretty simple. See how things go. These are noisy units to start up. Start up shortly and just test it out. And then if everything's good, I'll just tidy up some of this with a few cable ties. And away we go. Yeah, so definitely I think it's worth getting that sort of pushed through with that new hole. Otherwise we need to terminate 2 cables into little spade connectors, which isn't a big deal, but just additional hassle. I'll leave a link for the part numbers and capacitors and so forth in the description, but yeah, very easy shipping, very easy to install. So we did get a quote. I had a guy come out to diagnose it. It was $130 for half hour. He was here for literally 5 minutes. I told him actually what the problem was. He agreed, and that was that. They provided a quote to replace the one fan and the additional capacitor. I think it was around $1,000. So the price of the fan retail for me was about $400 shipped, and you know, nothing else really needed besides basic tools, a couple of cable ties. So yeah, for probably about a hour job if you don't know what you're doing. $400 or $500 I think is a bit of a joke, but that's what these HVAC companies seem to be doing. Charge a lot for a minor time of call out. Yeah, then put the premium on the prices, and I don't know what the hourly rate must be, easy $100, $200 an hour to do basic jobs. If you had a complicated job, you know, regassing or some major problem in the roof, yeah, I'd probably deal with it, but something like that, you know, pretty simple to do. Keep it all as it was, I think it'll be fine. Thanks guys, hope you enjoy, bye.